Good Friday morning to you guys. It is March 22nd, 2013, 9:06 a.m. We are now on Revelation chapter 18 out of the Amplified Bible. Then I saw another angel descending from heaven, posing great authority, and the earth was illuminated with his radiance and splendor. 2. And he shouted with a mighty voice, "She is fallen, mighty Babylon is fallen. She has become a resort and dwelling place for demons, a dungeon haunted by every loathsome spirit, an abode for every filthy and detestable bird." 3. For all nations have drunk the wine of her passionate and chastity, and the rulers and leaders of the earth have joined with her in committing fornication, idolatry. And the businessmen of the earth shall become rich with the wealth of her excessive luxury and wantonness. 4. I then heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, so that you may not share in her sins, neither participate in her plagues." 5. For her iniquities, her crimes and transgressions are piled up as high as heaven, and God has remembered her wickedness and her crimes and calls them up for settlement. 8. 6. Repay to her what she herself has paid to others, and double her doom in accordance with what she has done. Mix the double portion for her in the cups she mixed for others. 7. To the degree that she glorifies herself and revealed in her wantonness, living deliciously and luxuriously, to that measure impose on her torment and anguish and tears and mourning, since in her heart she boasts, "I am not a widow. As a queen on a throne I sit, and I shall never see suffering or experience sorrow." Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth. 8. So shall her plagues, afflictions, calamities come thick upon her in a single day, pestilence and anguish and sorrow and famine, and she shall be utterly consumed, burned up with fire, for mighty is the Lord God who judges her. Maybe the whore of Babylon is England. And the rulers and leaders of the earth who joined her in her immoralities, idolatry, and luxuriated with her will weep and beat their breasts and lament over her when they see the smoke of her conflagration. 10. They will stand a long way off in terror of her judgment, and they will cry, "Woe, and alas, the great city, the mighty city Babylon, in one single hour, how your doomed judgment has overtaken you." 11. And earth's businessmen will weep and grieve over her, because no one buys their freight cargo anymore. 12. The merchandise is of gold, silver, precious stones, and pearls, of fine linen, purple, silk, and scarlet stuffs, all kinds of scented wood, all kinds of articles of ivory, all varieties of objects of costly woods, bronze, irons, and marble. 13. Of cinnamon, spices, incense, ointment, and perfume, and frankincense, of wine and olive oil, fine flour and wheat, of cattle, sheep, horses, and conveyances, and of slaves, the bodies and souls of men. 14. The ripe fruits and delicacies for which your soul longed have gone from you, and all your luxuries and dainties, your elegance and splendors are lost to you, never again to be recovered or experienced. 15. The dealers who handled these articles, who grew wealthy through your businesses with her, will stand a long way off in terror of her doom and torment, weeping and grieving aloud and saying, 16. Alas, alas, for the great city that was robed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, beckoned and glittered with gold, with precious stones and with pearls. It does sound like England. 17. Because in one single hour all the vast wealth has been destroyed, wiped out, and all ship captains and pilots, navigators, and all who live by seafaring, the crews, and all who ply their trade on sea, stood a long way off, and exclaimed as they watched the smoke of her burning, "What city could be compared to the great city?" And they threw dust on their heads as they wept and grieved, exclaiming, "Woe and alas for the great city, where all who had ships on the sea grew rich through her extravagance from her great wealth. In one single hour she has been destroyed and has become a desert." 20. Rejoice, celebrate over her, O heavens, O saints, peoples of God, and apostles and prophets, because God has executed vengeance upon you upon her. 21. Then a single powerful angel took up a boulder like a great millstone and flung it into the sea, crying, "With such violence shall Babylon, the great city, be hurled down to destruction, and shall never again be found." 22. And the sounds of harpists, and minstrels, and flute players, and trumpeters shall never again be heard in you, and no skilled artisan of any craft shall ever again be found in you, and the sound of millstones shall never again be heard in you. 23. And never again shall the light of a lamp shine in you, and the voice of bridegroom and bride shall never be heard in you again, for your businessmen were the great and prominent men of the earth, and by your magic spells and poisonous charms all nations were led astray and seduced and deluded. 24. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all those who had been slaughtered on earth. And that concludes Revelations chapter 18 from the Amplified Bible. I wonder if possibly Revelation 18. Yeah, I'm counting down a little now. Sorry. I was writing down so that I can look into that. Maybe, maybe the whore of Babylon ain't the United States. Maybe the whore of Babylon is England, with all of her great wealth and that, be seeing that she sits upon her mighty throne. Have to look into that. Alright, my brothers and sisters, I shall return with Revelations chapter 19. 3 more to go. 19. Nope. 19, 20, 21, 22. 4 more to go. Alright, my brothers and sisters, I shall return. I love you guys. Peace be in you. God bless.